Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant. Today we are at the next topic, that is the indicators of attack, and we are going to now on try to identify the indicator of attack. We have learned 7-8 indicators of attack. So look at this position and we can easily guess it must be the king in the center. From the diagram position we can come to know both kings are in the center, but time spent by white in not castling has been used in activating his other pieces. Rook has come to d1, knight has gone to e5, bishop on h3 is e6. But for black, what he has done, in spite of not castling, none of his pieces have crossed the third rank. He has moved a pawn near his king, which makes the castle difficult. And as Mikhail Tal often said, the ideal time to castle is anywhere between 10 to 12 moves or 14 moves. Beyond 14, if one is not castling, means something seriously must have gone wrong. Here it's move 12 and white never allows black to go away. Often there is at least one more indicator of attack working with any other. So like here king in the center is there, we see white's assault ratio. Number of attackers is to defenders, attackers are more. And the other thing which he does here is demolishes the pawn cover, which also we discussed as an indicator of attack. So knight takes f7 is the most obvious candidate. There are some others, knight d7 and bishop e6. White quickly calculates in the life, knight f7, kf7, and now what? But the very obvious for an attacker is the move bishop e6. Typical extraction sacrifice, king is lured out. But what happens after that? So knight f7, kf7, be6 check. This is what many players miss actually. One sacrifice is accompanied by other. Many people have set out notion, we can't sack this much, it's too much. But while calculating, there shouldn't be any fixed amount. This much I cannot sacrifice, that is too much, this is less. It should not be the case. It should be decided purely by means of calculation, by finding the moves. So after the king comes to e6, we see qc4 check, and the black king is brutally caught up, nd5 or bd5 forced, and soon he gets mated. Let's see that line first. Knight takes f7, king takes f7, bishop takes e6 check. If king takes e6, qc4 check, and we see king has no place. So knight d5, knight takes d5, because knight is now threatening to do a discovered check or double check. b5 allows knight c7, kf6, qe6 mate. So perhaps bd5 forced, and after qd5 check, kf6, qf5 checkmates. Means it's evident that the sack is going to work very well already, because castle will be broken, white's active pieces are there, and white can also consider building the attack slowly, because materially, frankly speaking, he has not sacrificed too much. He already got 2 pawns for the piece, and a strong initiative means at any case he might gain one more pawn. So now king has to look for a place. Black plays king f8. Slightly better than e8. Ke8 might allow e5, bh1, e takes f6 when queen d3, queen g6 is very dangerous. Here also the move e5 is actually very interesting. After bh1, ef, there also bf6 or gf6, rook d7, white is much better. Tal preferred the slower castle. It's simple and very effective. Idea is very simple. Now e5 is threatened when just d7 would be lost. So queen c8 forced, keeping the knight supported and getting rid of the pin. Also sets a small trap, e5 blunder because of queen c6. Bishop is attacked and there is mate on g2 and h1. Knight, bishop d5 is met by knight d5. First rook d7, exploiting the pin. This rook d7 instantly reminds me of the game Murphy versus Dukes of Brunswick, where rook d7, nd7 and rook d1. There black had played rook d7. So knight takes d7, rook d1, bishop c6 forced, knight d5, and things are going out of hand already. Multiple threats are there. Bishop into d5 would just allow rook d5 when d7 would come under fire. Queen d3 would be there next. qb7, e5. White is playing as if nothing has happened. He is a whole rook down, right? But the threats are now like queen e4 followed by queen f5 or queen g6. The f7 square cannot be controlled very easily. Bishop into d5 loses instantly to bd5 when after a8 d7 also will be lost. Black plays ke8, perhaps trying to protect d7, but bishop d7 nevertheless. It's game over now. After the move bishop d7, there is e6, which is similar to the game when nc7 check 8 can be taken. Queen e4 followed by queen g6 is also very strong. Nothing much changes after qd7. Here also e6. Now black took queen d5, trying to fight out a bit. Do note that after qb7, nothing much is there because of qe4. Now all the variations lead to loss in different ways. If rook takes f8, then first knight c7, qc7, queen g6, rook f7, qf7 mates. If bishop f6, then there is knight f6 check, gf, qg6. When we see that after kf8, bd6 mates soon. Queen e7, queen f7 is mate. After king f8, there would be again queen f5 check, bishop f6, same story, knight f6, gf, queen f6, kg8, and the strong move rook d7. Bishop takes d7 allows queen f7 mate. So basically qb7 loses by force. So black tries queen takes d5, rook takes d5, bishop takes d5. Black has lot of material, but the king is not safe, and activity wise also black is struggling a lot. So comes queen e5. Virtually it's game over, but white has to be a bit careful. Bishop c6. Here if white is greedy and goes qg7, then maybe black can defend with rook f8 and then he can hold on this position. Thus qc7, exploiting the poor position of bishop, rook and the king. All the three are in same color. bb5 forced. We can see that bishop cannot leave the square d7. After bishop e4, there is the move bishop d6. So bb5, c4. Well, it's time to resign now. Black took bishop c4 and after bd6 he resigned. No support is possible to e7. Bishop takes d7, as I said, qd7, king f8, qf7 mate. The poorly placed rooks never got connected. By the way, white would have also won after queen c6 check, king f8, queen a8. So Tal's demonstration of his attack was truly impressive, we can say. There were many small points and key variations to look for. But these indicators definitely help us and give confidence during the game when we should back our instinct and press on with the attack. I hope you are finding these lessons useful and instructive. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.